it's all about Santa. Or is it? Do you tell your children the truth about Santa? Or do you do the magic? Well, today I'm going to talk about how to tell your kids that there is no Santa. Or is there a Santa? Welcome to the Moms Like Us podcast, where moms just like you learn strategies, systems, and skills through expert interviews and real-life insight designed to take your marriage, mothering, and home to the expert level. Hi, I'm Mona Corwin, your mom mentor and host, author, international speaker, and the founder of the Moms Like Us Academy. I've been coaching moms for over 25 years, and I have some really good news for you. Motherhood isn't a natural talent. It's a skill, and you can learn it. You can crush it at motherhood instead of motherhood crushing you. So let's get to today's show. So what I want to do is, if you have already decided that you're not going to tell your kids that there is no such thing as Santa, then this probably this Mornings with Mona probably isn't for you. But if you are going to have the magic and the tradition of Santa, at some point you're going to enter this stage of, what do I tell and when do I tell it? And I have a little bit of advice. I'm Mona Corwin, and I am known as America's Mom Mentor. I mentor moms, and I'm here with some advice about what to do about Santa Claus. Okay, traditions are everything, especially in a home where, look, we have had these stockings for 36 years. I made them the year Brett was born. We have certain things that we do, and Santa is part of our family's Christmas. And I never felt like I was a bad mom and not lying to them, because everything doesn't have to be exact, but everything that's magical doesn't have to be fully with no truth in it. So I want you to consider some things. Okay, so my opinion is that we put the truth in the magic, and we adjust what they know as they grow up. All right, so if you have little ones, then the magic's all there. Santa is, we go see him at the mall, and Santa comes, and the magic is there. And my advice to you, little mama, if you feel like I do about Santa, then you need to keep that as long as you can. As long as you can. But one thing I want you to try to remember when the kids are small, that it's really good to teach them something about the real Santa. Now, eventually they're going to learn about the real Santa. But when they're really small, it is really good to teach them to be grateful and to be thankful and to have a generous heart and to give to others. And you can do that with the littlest of kids. And one of the ways you can do that is to write a letter to Santa. Write your letter to Santa and thank him for the gifts that he gave last year. Thank him for working so hard. Talk to Santa like he's a friend, not just a vending machine for presents. Maybe have your children ask for something for someone else. Maybe someone's sick. Maybe someone isn't going to have a good Christmas. And ask your kids to have Santa maybe give them an extra gift or something like that, make something happen for them. Another thing is to remind your children that Jesus was a giver too, to weave Jesus into Santa's story. And the way we did that was this. I'm sure that a lot of you have seen this kind of statue somewhere or ornament somewhere, but it is Santa bowing down at Jesus. And I always told my kids that Santa likes Jesus and he's happy that Jesus was born. And that's why he goes around, because he wants to give gifts too, like Jesus gave. And that Jesus' unconditional love is what Santa wants to do. He wants to give things unconditionally, with not expecting anything in return. That kind of sets them up for the real Santa story. Okay, so they're small and you're cranking along and you're having a really good time with this magical stuff. And we love all the reindeer stuff and stuff too. The second stage is when they start to see Santa in the mall, right? Some of you might be there, where Santa's in the mall and they can kind of see that he doesn't look the same every time you see him. And they're kind of getting the hint that, what is this deal with Santa? Well, it's real easy. You tell them, like all of us do, that Santa has helpers. He can't be everywhere that he's supposed to be because he's making toys and he's getting things ready for Christmas. And so he has helpers to help him do the talking to the kids for Christmas. And that you noticed that they were getting bigger, and that, we have to make sure that we don't tell the little ones and spoil the fun for them. So to keep the magic. So they start thinking, oh, I'm getting bigger. And so I'm helping keep the magic in Christmas. And then when they get a little bit older and they're like, Mom, I know that this isn't the real Santa. Then you're able at that point to say, do you really want to know? And then you tell them the story of the real Santa Claus. Santa Claus was really a man. His Saint Nick, he was a real man. And he did an amazing thing, and his story is amazing. And I'm going to put his story in my newsletter this week. So if you want the story, you can IM me and leave me your email in an instant message, and I will send you my newsletter with that on it. Now, the cool thing when you talk to your kids about this, they're probably going to be third grade, right around there, maybe even second grade, third grade. But to tell them, say, we saw the helpers in the mall that helped Santa on those days. And now that I've told you the real story of Santa, we want to keep Santa's magic alive. We want to keep the spirit of Santa's unconditional love and his amazing giving spirit. We want to keep that alive. And that's why we do Santa Claus. Would you like to be Santa's helper? And of course they're going to want to be. And then you help them. You allow them to be part of the Santa helper. That's you and your husband. And then you add in another special element. You let them be like the story of Santa, where Santa found a family that needed something, and Santa went and put it at their door, rang the doorbell, and ran. And they had, and so the rumor was it that Santa, well, you have to read the story. This was an amazing thing that we started, and it's because Brett was 9 years older than the other kids. I didn't want him to he didn't believe in Santa anymore, but yet I didn't want him to ruin it for the little ones. So I can remember every year we would find a family in our neighborhood and we would wrap everything up, and then he and I would go and we would deliver it, and they wouldn't know that it was from us. So he got to have the gift and the feeling of being a Santa Claus. And now he has 2 kids of his own, and he really is Santa Claus. I think it's really important. The most important thing about this whole Santa Claus thing is that you never know how good something feels to receive it. I mean, to give it, unless you know how good it is to receive it. Like, don't be too upset if your kids want gifts and then they don't feel super grateful. They're kind of learning. But if they know how good it feels to get something that they really wanted, then when they give something that someone else really wants, they're going to expect that person to feel the same way. So it is a learning thing where they have to learn what it's like to get something wonderful, and then they give it, which is just how it is with Jesus. Jesus gives us something, and we know how good it feels to have salvation, and then we're able to give it to other people. Now, I have to tell you in all of this that we also have kept Jesus in our Christmas season with the Jesus Advent tree. And I sell it, and there's a few left. And so it's counting down the days till Christmas, and it's all about the life of Jesus. Every single day, your children will pull out an object and look at it, and then read a riddle, and then find the answer in the Bible. And then they will have Jesus in the Christmas with Santa Claus. One of the girls that I know even had her elf on the shelf hide the bag for the day, and then the elf had to find it. So just different ways that you can keep Jesus in Christmas. You can keep Santa and the magic alive. And when the truth is time for the truth, you actually have the truth to tell them. And that truth is there really is a Santa Claus. And we want to keep his giving spirit away. We want to keep it alive and give it away. So I hope this has been a little helpful. I love Santa Claus. Now all my kids are grown and I'm excited to have grandchildren that believe in Santa. But you know what? When it's time, I know that their parents will do this too. So I hope you like it. And like I said, if you want to know the story of Santa, I'm sending it out in my newsletter tomorrow. And you can IM me with your email address and I will get it to you right away. Okay, little mama, that's it from the Christmas time. And you go out and make it a very special Mom Day.